Reimagine, Remake, Replay is a project that's running across Northern Ireland in both regional and national museums, which seeks to engage 16 to 25-year-olds with museums and their collections by using a range of creative technologies and creative approaches. So we are funded by the National Lottery Heritage Fund. We're at the end of year one of a 3-year project. So the purpose of this video is to recap on what we've achieved so far. We as the team are so proud to be part of this project. We think it's amazing, but we also want to show you what the participants think of the project. So don't take it from us, listen to these guys.
The RRR project is all about getting young people into museum spaces in a creative and fun way where they shape the project with their own skill sets.
So something I think it's really important that the project has been doing lately, and I think that they should continue doing now in the next upcoming years, is kind of playing around and changing the way that they program things. So initially at the start it was like long, maybe 6-week programs where participants went at the same time every week, and then recently they've started doing like day workshops. So it means that if you are someone who can't commit to going to the museum at the same time for a number of weeks, you can kind of jump in and out, and I think that kind of makes the audience a bit broader, and it includes people who kind of young people who have a lot of other commitments, whether that's work or family life or whatever that may be, maybe the cost of travelling or giving up that time. So I think that kind of making those changes to programming is going to lead to a bigger, broader audience of young people, and it seems like quite small, but it can make a big difference to a young person who maybe couldn't go to that before. So I think that's an interesting thing to keep going with, and I'd like to kind of see how we can open that audience up to more young people.
I think the highlight for me has been the Making Waves project. The event itself on the night was absolutely amazing. It was so energetic, and there were so many people getting involved and getting engaged, and it was so rewarding to see people engaging the way we had wanted them to and enjoying themselves, and just having as much fun at the museum as we do. And it was really great to be able to kind of give that opportunity to other people, and for it to be run entirely by young people. There was a great sense of pride in that amongst the team, and I know a lot of the guests were shocked when they found out it was actually, it was all run by young people. It was all done by us.
I think the project has benefited me because I started out on the programme this time last year on the Digital Makers Club, and that was very shortly after I graduated from uni. I did an English degree, and after kind of going through education and university and graduating, I kind of lost that opportunity, like to have a place to learn and to be creative, and that kind of routine of doing that. So having that project come in at that time gave me a space to learn and to feel like a young person who had more to always learn, and a place to kind of be creative and take risks. And I think that's really important to me because I'm 22. I think whenever you're starting off in uni, you have this idea that when you graduate you'll be an adult and you kind of have put that all that behind you, but working on the project's really been able to change my view and give me a place to kind of say, well, actually there is more I want to learn, and I can be creative without having to have a job in it, because it is hard to kind of get that, especially in those first few years after uni. So it's really been a place and a space for me to still be creative and learn. So I think it's really important to me, but to anybody who kind of needs that other space.
Before the project I did go into museums, but my opinion of them has changed in that I've found them to be a more friendly and engaging space now. Before our Reimagine, Replay, I feel there was an image around museums of being a very serious place where not a lot of fun was allowed to happen. But this project has come along and it's introduced a lot of young people to projects that they can just have fun in. Have fun with friends, make friends, and I think has made the museum sector maybe a bit more social.
Before becoming involved in the project, I wouldn't really have been comfortable going into museums. It's just kind of a place that no one really my age went. But after being involved in the project and going in each week and seeing my friends, I am now more confident to go in there and have a look around or to talk to anyone there. And I'm actually looking at maybe hosting an event in the museum, renting out some of their facilities to host an event for myself and friends. So
taking part in the Reimagine, Remake, Replay scheme has definitely changed my outlook on heritage and museum spaces. Beforehand, I thought they were quite scary or intimidating to go into because I don't want to break anything. But whenever I've been in the museum, they're generally really welcoming people and really interested in what our opinions are as young people.
I think your social media channels are really engaging and really informative. I find it really interesting to keep track of it because I know that my friends from other projects are doing different things and I get to see their work and what they've been up to. I think it's really interesting as well to see the upcoming events and even photos from the events that we did, because when you're doing the project or you're making brooches or you're doing coppersmithing or you're in the middle of something, you're really engaged with the activity. So it's interesting to then be able to look back and see the whole kind of the bigger picture and see whatever else was going on at the same time. It's really nice.
I always find the social media channels to be really informative and keeping us up to date, not just with our own project and the success, really just seeing the bigger pictures, like stepping outside of it, but also seeing other projects that are going on around the country, and just it's really interesting to be informed by all the other different types of projects and maybe inspire us to maybe try and get one of those projects to come to our local project.
So in regards to social media, I find I like Reimagine, Replay social media. I love the stories. It's always so fun to see. You're always clicking on them. You don't know what you're going to get. So it's always like a bag of treats.
Before I started I started with the digital fabrication course. I knew that I had to start talking to people more because I wasn't the best at social situations. And from that, I've taken part in a lot of different courses, and now then it became a volunteer, and then I actually lead courses now, so it's really helped.
I've never considered a career kind of within the heritage and museum sector before starting the programme, but it's definitely something I'd be more interested in the future. Being a part of the Reimagine, Remake, Replay has given me so many different opportunities to learn different skills and partake in different activities, and it's really something amazing that I can talk about now at job interviews and put on my CV and say I was part of the Making Waves event, or I had my artwork exhibited at the museum, and it's things I'm really proud to say that I was part of the project, and it's really been a benefit to my career, I think.
The highlight for me for being part of Reimagine, Remake, Replay is probably getting to take part in so many different events and courses over the course that I've been doing it, because I haven't really had much experience with such a diverse range of things, from event management to digital fabrication.
So my highlight for RRR has been the sense of community in the project. I find that coming back and redoing projects, you meet like-minded people and always very friendly people, and even the facilitators are always very friendly and engaging, and it creates a very lovely space for people to just be themselves and explore ideas creatively.
Personally, being involved in the project has given me a lot of experience with my line of work in media and production like that, and being able to help out in the most recent project, which was the podcast.
I think from becoming a facilitator, from doing this project, it's quite rewarding, really, because your skills have been sort of acknowledged, and then you're given the trust that you can actually deliver on them, which is really, really nice and really encouraging. And I think it's definitely given me the confidence to apply for different jobs within teaching and that, because I have proven to myself that I can actually do it. So yeah, it's definitely had a very positive impact on me.
If you're interested in museums, pizza, having a laugh, come and join Reimagine, Remake, Replay, because it's got everything and more, and you'll meet some good people too along the way.